this course at a later stage, which would be scheduled after a week or so. After you come here again on 2nd, it would be scheduled. Don't get worried. And this is a very essential course, and so that you can enjoy the next 4 years, and also you can make it meaningful for the next 4 years. And and also you can develop large number of skills with your seniors and among yourselves in the next 4 years. This is the very essential course. Anyway, don't get worried, those who are joined late. So now today's topic is about the learning skills. So I already covered three aspects. Number one, the first thing is goal setting, and the second thing is emotional development, and third aspect is psychological development. These are the things I have already made it. Now, yes, the present, today's topic is learning skills, which is very important, naturally. So all of you came here to learn something. Of course, learn physics, chemistry, and C language and other languages, computer courses and all this. So learning skills are the very important thing for you. So how to learn things, how to learn the various courses. Yes, does it require any skill for that? Or does it, it naturally happens. So, but when it is not done scientifically, you'll get frustration. That is the reason. So what do you like most? If I ask you a basic question, do you like movies? Good. Do you like watching a cricket match? Good. Do you like classes? You stop. because because it's a boring thing for you. So it is, yes, why it is a boring thing for you when the movie is interesting and a cricket match watching is interesting and other things are interesting, why a classroom is a boring thing or learning is a very difficult process? This is the issue. Normally, in the learning process, what the skill you adopt is just you read something and you forget. And when you are forgetting very frequently, you will get frustrated. I am reading, but I am forgetting. So I am not getting marks. I am not getting good scores. This is the whole problem. I am continuously reading. I am spending a lot of time for reading, but I am not getting marks. This is the problem. But yes, you have to make out the difference between the reading and studying. Of course, Telugu has only one word. Rendu chadavatu antaru. Reading ni chadavatu antaru. Studying kuda chadavatu antaru. But English has two different words for this and two different meanings for this. You read newspapers. You read novels. You read newspapers and forget, no issue. You read novels and forget, no issue. But you cannot read physics and forget. You cannot read mathematics and forget. You have to study physics, you have to study mathematics, you have to study C language. Yes. And the study has 3 phases. It's just not reading and forgetting. Study has 3 phases. Yes, the 3 phases are, the first thing is understanding the content. And the second phase is storing that content in your mind. And the third phase is you have to recall the content, what it is stored in your mind, in your brain. These are the 3 phases. With then only the study you have really studied. Otherwise, you are reading and forgetting. Yes, you are just reading and forgetting. But you should have these three phases. Then only your study is completed. Then only your learning is completed. Otherwise, your learning cannot be completed. Yes. So, your brain works like a computer. Computer also does the same thing. So, it stores first, and with the hard disk, and the RAM process that stored information, and the third part it gives whatever the information we wanted. In fact, the brain works better than a computer. Brain is more powerful than the computer. Yes. Suppose if I put a biggest computer here and ask the computer what are the number of students over here, it can't tell. Unless otherwise we feed what are the horizontal rows and vertical rows. But a human brain can tell roughly around 500 people. It is a bigger thing than the computer. Human brain can tell that. It only thing we have to use that brain very effectively. Most of the times you don't use the brains that effectively. So that is it. So that is the problem. That is the frustration for you. That is the whole, why you don't get marks. This is it. This is the whole problem for the student community. So what to do now? To complete these three phases. The first phase is understanding. The second phase is storing it in your mind, brain. And third phase is recalling. So these are the three main phases with which you have to work, make your brain to work. The first phase, you have to read any content for 2-3 times, not one time. And for example, you are studying some mechanics. So mechanics contains 60-70 pages. It's completed, you are preparing for the exam or something like that. So first you have to read 7-8 pages, and then you have to close your book. You have to ask yourselves, what is it I've read and what is it I understood? Normally in the first or second reading you don't understand anything. You don't get it also. Then you have to go through that. What is it I am missing? And what is it I am not getting it thoroughly, and make it, try to understand. If you don't understand on your own, you can take the help of other student or take the help of faculty or anybody around. Yes, what does it mean? Otherwise, if you don't understand, yes, you can't. Suppose, if you don't understand what is the biggest example is, if you see a movie, yes, you remember many dialogues, you remember songs, you remember the entire story. If I ask you the entire story, you are going to tell briefly because you understood that. Suppose you have seen a Tamil movie. You can't tell anything because you didn't understand. You didn't understand anything. So you can't tell what are the things there, what is the story. Story, of course, virtually by pictures you can understand. You can see, but you cannot understand. Same way it happens with physics or chemistry or mathematics. If you don't understand, it cannot be stored. So first you have to understand that. So then that needs some effort. You're not reading once or twice. You have to read the same thing third time, fourth time kind of thing. Or if you need any help, so that is a complex issue, complex concept, so you can take the help of the faculty or other student or the senior student, whomever you look like. This is the first thing. Otherwise, it is a frustration. Without understanding, you can't keep it in your mind. Then, that is the first phase. The second phase is, yes, how to put it into your brain. If you are as an engineering student as a science student, if you are just reading, you are not reading at all, you are not studying. Without a book, without a white paper notebook, if you are studying, it has no meaning at all. If you are studying something, you have to have a book, white paper book. You have to make a rough thing. So that needs, that requires 1 or 2, 3 times, write it. And it improves your perfection also. You try today or tomorrow. You take a very complex diagram, any complex thing, you write it. First time it takes 10 minutes. Second time it takes only 4 minutes. Third time you can do it in 2-3 minutes. Same brain. But by the third time you reach the perfection. So you have to write the equations or definitions or complicated things for 1 or 2 times so that it would be registered into your brain. That is the second part. And the third part is, yes, when you are, after reading after studying something, you have understood and you have tried by writing of it and all that. You have to share that after 10-15 days with somebody, with your friend or with yourselves. Or you can also ask, I've studied something around 10-15 days and whether I can remember anything or not, whether I can I can recall anything or not. Normally you don't recall anything. But once you look into that, the only 2-3 minutes you can recall, and that would be registered in your mind. And that would be, that you can recall any time. The whole problem for you in the examination is you have studied and maybe understood, but you can't recall to write. You are not able to, after the examination, if I ask a question, you may answer. But in the examination, you don't recall. So you can't write. That is the whole problem. Not only examination, other things also. So you must be able to recall yourselves on your own or sharing with others, the same thing sharing with others, or doing some work with others. This is the way you have to recall. You have to train your brain in the perfect, it works in a very systematic way. Brain works in a very systematic way. You have to make the brain work efficiently. That is the whole thing. So then what is the suffering for many students during examination? When the examinations are there, you are getting fear. Some of them, because of the fear, they get fever also. And you feel tension. Your whole family, your parents, everybody feels tension. Why that kind of anxiety? And even the Modi also gives the support to the students, don't fear of it, this, that. Why that fear? The fear is two things, because of two. Whether the known questions appear in the paper or not, that is the one fear. The second fear is, even if the known questions appear in the paper, can I write or not? It means, can I recall it or not? So that is the whole problem. So recalling is, understanding and all these things are okay. Recalling is very much required. So that technique is required. For that, you can do it on your own. You can share the knowledge, your reading or understanding with others, discussing with others, and having an application in the laboratory and other places. This is how you have to train your mind to recall. For example, how the brain works, I'll give you an example. Suppose I read a novel. I enjoyed the novel. So if I just keep quiet, that lasts only 10 days or 15 days, not more than that. Within these 10 days, If I explain about that novel to somebody, it will last another 1 or 2 months. Yes. If I share the same thing with somebody, yeah, this is about the novel, this is the story, and this is it. And within that 1 or 2 months, if explain the character of that novel, so it would be stored permanently in my life. Yes. For you also, yes, don't do that. So suppose you wanted to remember somebody's phone number. You should not write it in your notebook because your parents will see. So, so yes. But you have to put it in your mind. The two ways are writing the same phone number 15 times. That is one way. So it will be there for another 10, 15 days. But if you call that number periodically after 4 days once, and after 15 days once, and after 20 days once, you can't forget that phone number. It is there in your mind. Don't do that. So, yes. So that is how the brain works very powerfully. So that recalling is very much necessary. This is how you have to acquire the knowledge from your books or from your lectures, from your teachers. This is it. And then the fourth part, which is the most important part, is after acquiring the knowledge, what is it you have to do? You have to apply the knowledge to the relevant situations through laboratory or through social applications or through different applications. Of course, you are going to give the projects based upon your knowledge, and also you are going to give some assignments for that, and continuously there would be projects after second. Once the regular classes are open, so you know very much, for example, you know very much about what is soft water and hard water. You have studied in intermediate for MSET and all that, but you never experienced what is hot water and all that. But your chemistry teacher is going to give you assignment, collect the samples of water in your area and analyze it, whether they are hard water or soft water, what is it. That is how you have to apply your knowledge. You know pretty well, that is very much there in the intermediate. What is hard water, what is the soft water, what are the components in hard water, all these things are there. But you never experienced that. That you have to apply it to your knowledge has to apply it in the form of projects, in the form of assignments. Then the knowledge would be useful. And the biggest use of the knowledge would be when you apply it to the social problems. That is what I told you first day. Social problems, day-to-day problems, go and work with your parents and see the problem there and get something out of that. Try to, first thing is not the solution of the problem. The first, most difficult aspect is identifying the problem. Once a problem is identified, there is no problem without a solution. The biggest deal of all inventions, all discoveries is identifying the problem. For example, all of you are taught badly that Newton has seen the falling of the apple and got the Newton's laws. And most of your teachers may have told you it is an accident. Definitely it is not an accident. It is because Newton has worked in a big way of the mathematics. So apples were fallen even before the birth of the Newton. అంతే కదా, న్యూటన్ పుట్టక ముందు కూడా యాపిల్ పడిపోతూ ఉన్నాయి. కానీ ఎవరికి రాలేదు ఐడియా. న్యూటన్కి ఎందుకు వచ్చిందంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ నాలెడ్జ్ in mathematics. So that is how once the knowledge is there, you can get some ideas. Recently, I think I told you this story. Recently, one of the boys has come, for my birthday greetings. So funny, who has done the Red Bus? Red Bus organization is there. So to get the bus tickets. So I asked him, what made you to start this company? The simple thing, yes, the very simple thing. He is from Nizamabad. So his father's birthday is there tomorrow. And he has to go to Nizamabad from Hyderabad today night. He has checked with one agent about the seat. He said no. He is a second agent, no seat is available. Third, fourth, fifth agent, no seat is available. It's a very simple problem. All of you must have faced similar kind of thing. Then he didn't stop his curiosity. Whether really all the seats are filled in all the buses or these agents do not know. Then he started checking next day morning whether the seats are available in the bus. Many seats are available in many buses. Yes. So come to RTC bus stand. So it costs 200 rupees, but the cost between Hyderabad and Guntur and Hyderabad is only 300 rupees. But ticket purchase cost is 100 and 200 rupees. Nonsense. So he has developed and taking all this into consideration, he has developed the app for this. Yes, you can go to the computer and see what are the availability of vacancies and book the seat wherever you want, whatever the time you want, and all that. So this made a very small problem, all of you must have experienced this problem. This train has no vacancy, this bus has no vacancy, this theater has no vacancy. This kind of thing, all of you must have experienced. He has taken that problem into, developed an app for that and made it. Now, in 5 years, he sold the company for 2,200 crores. 2,200 crores. He recently has visited this place. So everybody got the knowledge, but the application of the knowledge is more very, very, very essential thing. And that is what is required for you, for anybody. So acquisition of the knowledge for your examination, fine. And then application of the knowledge in the form of assignments, in the form of projects, in the form of other activities, very much required. Yes, very much required. So that makes you big. After his success, the other boy also started Abibus. He is also from our college only. He also doing it well. He is also doing wonderful thing. So yes, he is the leader. That funny Red Bus fellow is the leader. He is claiming now this Red Bus is the biggest in the world for the bus services. It is catering Pakistan, Bangladesh, and all the populated countries. Simple. Any new thing is there in this? You know coding, you will be given coding skills and other things, computer skills and all these things in the next 1 or 2 years. Only thing, what I want to impress is, identifying the problem is the major thing. Not solving, solution can be done in many ways. But identifying the problem is the major thing. Yes. So this is how the learning requires these 3 phases to make you happy. See, So far, okay, you are sitting and all that, fine. But yeah, natural student frustration is, yes, when you don't understand, you will get frustrated. You can't remember, you will get frustration. You can't get good marks, you will get frustrated. This is the frustration points. You can't enjoy the whole process, but you have to enjoy the process when you understand, when you are able to store in your mind, when you are able to recall whenever it is necessary, not only for examinations. Examinations is the part of it, and for other things, and for assignments, projects and all that. Knowledge should be there in your mind, where it can be recalled any time, wherever it is necessary. So this is the beautiful learning part. For this, what is required is the basic things, your communication skills. Because sometimes you don't understand physics. Means not the physics problem. Your problem is the problem of English. You don't understand English properly, so you cannot understand that. So your communication also need to be increased and need to be improved in a big way for various purposes. Not to understand it with all clarity of your content, regular content, and also to communicate with others and to develop the leadership quality, to develop the team spirit, and all these things, communication is very much essential. Of course, you will have the special program for that with Cambridge University, association. You will have PET and BEC exams so that how to speak, how to write, how to present, all these things they'll teach you in the first semester and second semester. You should be comfortable in your communication. Then you can understand, as I told you just like in the beginning, if you are not thorough with the Tamil, you can't understand anything. First you should be thorough with the language part. What is the problem there? The movie is good, Tamil movie is good. The songs are good, the dialogues are good, and the actors are good. The whole problem is language. You can't understand anything, you can't enjoy. So if you do these things, the learning part very effectively, you enjoy every class, you enjoy coming to the class very regularly and very effectively. So yes, you should take the class in such a way as if you are playing a volleyball. Suppose, normally what is your answer if I put you for 6 hours continuous class without any break? Sir, it is getting, we are getting, very frustrated and very bored, continuous 5 hours, 6 hours and all that. Suppose if I ask you to play volleyball for 6 hours, you don't want any break. And if after 6 hours, when you are sweating, when you are falling, when you have got injuries, at the end, if I ask you, have you worked very hard to play volleyball, you struggled hard to play volleyball, you always say, no, we enjoyed the volleyball. That's it. That's the same way you have to enjoy the whole process of learning. Learning also should be playing like volleyball. Learning also should be enjoyable. Learning also should be a very, a joyful affair. That is possible again and again, I am repeating. That is possible when you understand that through good basic language skills. And you know the skill of storing that. And if you know the skill of recalling when it is necessary, then you will enjoy it. Literally enjoy it. So that is the skill you have to acquire during these days. You should be, though you got 600 marks or 700 marks, you are considered as a very bad student in your intermediate or schooling, but suddenly you can become a very, very, very good student. Suddenly you develop the interest and make it interesting. So that is how we have to enjoy the whole process of learning. So far, the biggest problem for you is the learning. And the most boring process of you is sitting in the class and learn. But you have to make it enjoyable, you have to make it joyful thing, you can make it a wonderful thing for you. Then it is something very interesting, something great. Yes. So, if I ask the basic questions, what you like and what you don't like, what you like about food, cinemas, the games, and all these things you like. Only thing which you do not like is studying. So this also you have to make it interesting, make it joyful, make it wonderful. This is it. So try to adopt these learning techniques and make yourselves a joyful thing for the next 3-4 years. And of course, we have reduced your time sitting in the class. Normally, all through in your intermediate or 10th class or 9th class, whatever it may be, morning 9 to evening 5, you are sitting in the class. All through, 5 hours you are sitting in the class. That too one place. That too with the same teacher. That too with the same environment. But here, only you are going to be in the classroom 30 to 40%, and other 50 to 60%, you are going to do some assignments or projects or laboratory, this, that, and all that. Yes, you always say, some political leader is the leader for me. This is what your answer. Or some cinema hero is the leader for you. Yes, it is your answer. Some, a rowdy is the leader for you. This is how you are going to answer. But you never say that I am the leader for myself. You should become the leaders. Somebody should not become a leader for you. You have to become the leaders. Leaders in your technical thing, leaders as entrepreneurs, leaders as a social activity kind of thing, leaders in, at the last political this thing, you should become the leaders. You should not follow the other people. Just follow the other people. You have to question yourselves. For all of you, somebody is some cinema fellow is the hero. Some the other fellow is the leader. Some political fellow is the hero for you. This is just nonsense. Those cinema people, most of those cinema people are not that intelligent as you are. Most of them never completed the B.Tech. You are going to complete the B.Tech. Okay, they appear on the screen just like that. They cannot be your leaders. You should be the leaders for yourselves. You should grow as the leaders. What to do to become a leader? So, yes, you should be confident, first thing. Yes, I am right, I am good. Yes, so that is the basic thing. And you should be empathetic and sympathetic and compassionate with others. How many people are telling about you as a good fellow? How many times you are, I told you in the, in the emotional development also. So the similar thing, how many people you are helping you, how many people you are sharing you, how much you are communicative, how much you are socially acceptable by others. This is the leadership, this thing. If you are working on your own, not talking to anybody, you cannot become a leader. If you are doing eating on your own, no sharing, you cannot become a leader. So these qualities you have to develop. Of course, in movies, you see the other way. So most indisciplined fellow will become the hero. Never first ranker becomes the hero. This is because if a first ranker is a hero, no big thing in that. A bad fellow becomes a hero, that is something you can see, but you need not imitate the same thing. And sometimes, you also behave the same way in your classroom, in your buses, in your playgrounds. You behave in the same way. You create some, పెద్దగా అరుస్తారు, పెద్దగా ఏదో చేస్తారు, గట్టిగా ఏదో కొడతారు దాన్ని వేసి. సో ద హోల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఫర్ ఆల్ దిస్ ఈస్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ద ఐడెంటిటీ. వై ద పీపుల్ డూ లైక్ దట్? బస్సు స్టార్ట్ అయింది, పెద్దగా అరుస్తాడు వాడు, అంటే ఇంకో గ్రౌండ్లోకి వచ్చి పెద్దగా అరుస్తాడు వాడు. సో ఏంటి, వాట్ ఈస్ ఈస్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ అంటే, ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈస్ ఐడెంటిటీ. ఎస్, ఈ అరిచినాడు ఎవడు? నాగేశ్వరరావు. ఇక్కడ గ్రౌండ్లో అరిచినాడు ఎవడు? రామారావు. వీళ్ళని గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి, మిగతా వాళ్ళందరూ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి అని. దట్ ఈస్ హిస్ ప్రాబ్లం. ఐడెంటిటీ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబ్లం. సో ఐడెంటిటీ, ఎస్, ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ మచ్ రిక్వైర్డ్, but identity with a positive note is more required. Maybe the fellow who created the nonsense in the bus may be identified, but people are fear of him talking to them. People are fear of him for loving. Nobody loves them. Nobody appreciates them. Nobody accepts them. Just they are identified as a bad fellow. That identity is not required to develop the leadership quality. So leadership quality is the identification with a positive note. That is, he is intelligent, he is kind-hearted, he is empathetic, he is very helpful to others, he is good to the others. This is how a leader has to develop these things, and exhibit it at various events that are going to happen on the campus. Yes. Suppose yesterday Varalakshmi Vratam was happened, a puja was happened. The same way every 10-15 days. How many of you have are participated in making arrangements? The food is served here. How many of you have served the food others? No. If you serve the food for 100 people, you will be recognized. It won't cost you. It is not your cost. It is the cost of the institution. If you go and proactively stand there, if you serve the food to at least your teachers, it would be a wonderful thing. Then the teachers will see, who is this boy? Yes. That is yes. You have to take every opportunity to your advantage, and also with a positive note, exhibit your leadership. That won't cost you. You are not charged for that. Only thing, you should have the mind, why can't I serve for 100 people? Why can't I make the arrangements of the Shamyana? Why can't I make the some help for the other people. This is how we have to develop the leadership at every place. This is a very normal thing. Your games and sports and games activities, cultural activities, everywhere you can develop the leadership quality. This is how you should become the leaders. Not by imitating cinema heroes, not by imitating the political leaders, not by, you should not be the followers. You should, the people of the other people, not knowledgeable, not competent, not skilled, should follow you. And it would be greatly useful for you. Some of you can try for the highest exams like civil services, group 1 services kind of thing. This is what they are going to see you, not your knowledge part. How much leadership you have given it. Yes. On how many occasions you have done, exhibited your leadership. And last year, one girl has come with 88 rank in civil services. She is only from BTech, not even post-graduation. Qualified for IAS. Now she is working in Bengal. So I asked her, she got very big mark in interview. What is it you have done? Why you got so many marks? Normally people won't get. She was from EC. She has developed a very light calipers for handicapped people. Not only developing that, she has distributed to more than 3,000, 4,000 people. That she has presented in the interview. That is the leadership. That is the kind of leadership everywhere it is possible. Yesterday also, who stopped you not to do that? Nobody, but you don't have the idea. So the food is served for 1,000 people. Why can't you serve 40, 50 people? Your own friends, your own teachers, your own colleagues. Yes. You should be proactive and take every opportunity into consideration and develop the leadership qualities. And you should be good to the others, you should share with others, and you should help others, you should be sympathetic, and these are the basic qualities of the leadership. And I want at least from 2,000 people over a year, I want at least 20, 30 people to become the leaders like what I told you, that Red Bus fellow, or what I told you like Avibus fellow. So many students, many people, you should not be satisfied. Of course, we are trying for the jobs for 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs. Not that. You must be able to give the jobs for 100 people with 10 lakhs. In a very, very, with a positive approach, positive kind of things, positive of doing things, and all these things. So this is how we have to grow. And there are 2 more items. I think time is up. So I think it is your lunch time. Okay. So I'll talk to you after your coming on 22nd. Okay. For the latecomers, don't get worried. We'll teach you again. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Respected Registrar and our alumni, Dasarathi, who has completed here the chemical engineering, but doing the work in the very big company, software company, Emphasis. So he has done the chemical engineering over here, but he is doing the software as a software engineer in a very big company, naturally big salary. So the Asrathi and faculty members, mentors, my dear students. So at the outset, I thank you very much for the successful completion of this 15 days program. orientation program or a beach program. You have done extremely well. I thank you very much for all of you. I think you must, by this time, you must have understood what is the importance of this program or a necessity of the program. To sum up, and yes, even if you are in the first position of your class, even if you got 99% of the marks, you cannot have a happy life or a big job without, no job without communication. No job without right attitudes. No job without leadership qualities. No, yes, you already got your mindset so far up to intermediate is getting marks and making it a rank or something like that. Even with that, 95% without communication, you don't have job. 95% without right attitudes, no job. 95% without leadership qualities, maybe you may get job, no growth. So 95% with a positive mind, without positive mind, have no job. So this is the very reason we want to develop. So for that 95%, okay, we can do the classwork at a later stage to develop all these qualities. And we have conducted this 15 days program. You have received it very well. I really thank you for all that. And not only the completion of this course, you have to maintain the same spirits in the next 4 years, not only next 4 years, for the entire life, especially the value system. Value system is very much, all these parameters are being measured when you are approaching for a job or when you are approaching for the whole life. Not only for the job. Job is an instrument, but the life should be enjoyable, life should be happy, and life should be successful. So these are the qualities required for all that. And that is the attempt the institution, your mentors, your faculty members made it in the last 14-15 days. And I wish that you have received it extremely well. With these spirits, you can march ahead after coming, after returning back on 2nd of September. And I wish you all a very happy Vinayaka Chauthi. So Vinayak Chauthi is there. So very advanced Vinayak Chauthi for all of you. So yes, whatever the Vinayaka has to do to remove the hurdles, that is what the program also has done it for you. Yes. వినాయకుడిని పూజించేదే అందుకు మనకి ఏమీ ఆటంకాలు జరగకుండా, అడ్డంకులు లేకుండా, ఏమీ జరగకుండా సంతోషంగా జీవితం అవ్వాలని పూజిస్తారు. సో ఈ ప్రోగ్రాం అంతా లక్ష్యం కూడా అదే, మీకు 4 years పాటు లైఫ్లో కూడా ఏమీ అడ్డంకులు లేకుండా, ఏది లేకుండా, ఏమి ఇబ్బందులు లేకుండా సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా అవ్వాలని. సో అది మీరు బాగా పూర్తి చేశారు. సో ముందే చెప్పాను, దీస్ ఆర్ ద వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్స్ for anybody. And we are seeing, as an elderly man, I am seeing the life. The families are suffering, in a very big way, because when there are no value system for their children. They built lots big empires, they are successful people, they have worked day in and day out, some of the people have done. When their children are not doing well, when the children are not maintaining the values, the whole empire is collapsed in no time. The whole process, the whole effort of 30-40 years is totally gone with a simple thing. So value system is also equally important. That is how it was last 4-5 days it was spent. I think most of you have received it well. Those, as I told you in the morning, those who have come late, we'll conduct this program again in a very sharp way. And yes, Mr. Dasarathi, an alumni, may be connected to you because he is always dealing with the freshers like you in his organization. So what are the deficiencies with you? How you have to mold yourselves in the next 4 years? I am sure you'll add some more things. And I really thank you all for your great feelings and good feelings of the last 15 years. Wish you all the best.